Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. So in today's video, we're going to be watching myself do 500 campaign runs. No, I'm just kidding. I have the 500 campaign run that quest that we have to do every month. It's super annoying, especially for me who rarely do campaign runs. But no, we're not going to do that. We're actually going to have a kind of fun, make fun of ourselves type of video this time. More for discussion as well. I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. But the topic of today's video is going to be a discussion around free-to-play and free-to-play players. So stick around for that. All right, so here we are. We're at. I made a little PowerPoint for everybody just for fun. I'm not professional PowerPoint creator, but it was kind of fun just to create it. It's a little bit different. I know some people don't like looking at a spreadsheet and all that stuff, so I just put a little effort into making something a little bit more visually fun for everybody. So pay attention to the images I use. I actually put some extra thought in it, but there's a picture of a monkey, and my comment is, we're all apes for playing Raid Shadow Legends anyways. And we kind of are. We kind of keep doing the same things every day, like, trained monkeys. The free-to-play player in you. So in this video, we're going to be talking about what kind of free-to-play player are you? Of course, this might apply to not only free-to-play players, but also spenders as well. So definitely pay attention to that. So what kind of free-to-play player are you? Let's go to the next slide. Free-to-play, like, to me, basically means you don't spend money in the game and you play the game. So don't spend money in your game. So that means, taking out your own wallet, spending your own money. That's free. You're doing your thing for free. That's great. That's great. Okay, so that's kind of what it means to be free to play to me. Moving on. So next slide is, so these are the not free to plays. So we have on right here, we have the born again free to play player. Basically a retired spender. He's fully retired from spending. He hates his luck. He curses Plarium and everything about them. Maybe he had really bad luck in the past and now he's boycotting spending completely. He still plays the game regularly, probably more than he wants to admit. So these are probably called the born again free to play, because now they are free to play, but they used to be a spender. So then we also have, after that, mostly free to play. I'm going to use all these names in quotes because these are just things I found in my experience from what people call themselves. Mostly free to play. They're also called essentially free to play, but basically they're not free to play. They're low spenders. They buy a monthly gem pack. They buy warrior packs. Very healthy, reasonable amounts of spending on entertainment. These are the very casual spenders. And technically they do play most of the game without any help, but they do spend money, therefore they're not free to play. So that's kind of where most those people would fall into. Moving on, we have the free to play since X. X is a date. So some people, they used to be spenders and then suddenly they're free to play, but they're only free to play until the next time they spend. So like I said here, relapse is imminent. So they could be free to play for 1 day or 1 month or even 1 year, but they're free to play since X. So they don't call themselves free to play, but they always say free to play since X. Yeah, so that's another kind of player you might encounter. Another free to play player is the aspiring free to play, the player that's still spending money and he wants to be free to play so badly, but he just cannot stop spending. These people cannot be helped with spending. They just love spending. They love gambling. They love the game. They love the gacha game. And no one really wants to help them become free to play because they know that it's a lost cause. They will start spending again. So just some interesting not free to play types that you might encounter in your raid career, I guess. Definitely, I've definitely encountered many types of these types of free to play players. I want to put like a little note here. It says, oh, not free to play. Basically, if you're buying an account, I would say that's not free to play because you're actually spending money to acquire the account. So I'd say that's not free to play. And then we have inheriting an account or taking over an account that has significant money spent on it, or any money spent on it would be considered not free to play because there's money put into the account. So just my thing. Those would probably be what I would think are not free to plays, but probably call themselves free to play more often than not. So moving on. So here we have the actual free to play players. Basically, if you spend $0 of your own money, you're probably free to play. But obviously, there's gonna be like different levels of free to play, I guess. So I try my best to kind of like make fun of everyone and kind of like put them in different categories. But if you're free to play, you're free to play. So there's no technically about it. There's no kind of free to play. If you don't spend any of your own money, you're free to play. So here we got the gray free to play. So these players spend $0 of their own money, but they also use all types of perks, giveaways, and other means of acquiring resources in the game. So obviously this puts them ahead of like free to play players that don't do that. So then it's kind of frowned upon into the gray areas of the free to play, even though they are free to play. Moving on, we have the free to play by the way group, which is basically the group that's so proud of being free to play, they have to tell the world about it. And usually they start their conversations with, as a free to play player, and then they go and then they talk about what they're doing. It's kind of funny because like this is the group that probably like the spender group probably hates the most, or talks badly about the most, because they have to tell everybody that they're free to play. Like sometimes it's relevant, but of course it's not always relevant that you're free to play. So we're just kind of poking fun at this group here. The next group, we have the at-risk free-to-play. So they're currently free-to-play, but anytime they get bad luck, or they have a really bad poll session, or there's some kind of bad content drop, or something that kind of gripes them a little bit, or really good content drop, they're gonna be like, yes, I think I might spend. I think I might spend. Should I spend? Should I spend? Should I spend? And the answer is always like, no, dude, you should not spend. And then they always try to convince themselves that they should spend. But it's kind of funny because they put themselves at risk of the free to play status, but they never fully take the plunge and spend that money. And then finally, we have this group called I call it not by choice, free to play. So basically they spend $0 in the game, they play the game, but they have no choice in the fact that they don't spend money in the game. Basically, either they don't have money to spend, or maybe they don't have a credit card, maybe age restriction or something like that. Or they might have a spouse that completely forbids them from spending money in this game, or they'll, suffer grave punishments from them. But you obviously run into all types of these different types of free to play. I'm just totally making fun of everybody here. Personally, I'd probably fall into the gray free to play, which is basically like using all types of avenues for resource acquisition. So, some people don't even look at the gem mine as a free to play, like a real free to play resource. It's kind of like, well, it's in the game, anybody can unlock it. Yeah, but it's giving you free resource. I don't know. So I don't believe that, but I would say it's free to play. So I would think like the absolutely virgin free to play. I was thinking about this new, like a different group where it's like virgin free to play. And that's like, you absolutely do not take anything extra from the game. So you don't even unlock the gem mine. So that's like extra resource. You don't take anything extra. So I don't know. I don't know if that's the thing. I think the gem mine is part of the game. So anyways, in conclusion, whether you're 100% free to play, or you're a big spender, or a Kraken whale, it doesn't matter what you are, as long as you're having fun with Raid. Play any way you want. It doesn't matter. They're just different ways of playing in the end, but we're all just playing a game for fun and entertainment. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Just a quick conversation here, a little bit of poking fun at ourselves, self-deprecating stuff. Let me know in the comments below if I missed any kind of free-to-play player that you guys might have encountered in your travels. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.